Welcome to St. Boniface, Manitoba. We are in the prairies, central Canada, and we're at Festival de Voyageur. You don't know what Festival is? Well, it's a lot of things. It's about history, it's about the fur trade era, but it's also about, and mostly, the Voyageur. Voyageur was a strong character who would work very hard for the fur trade, but every now and then he could get a break and he would have fun with his friends. So what is fun is Festival de Voyageur? It's the music, it's the dancing, it's the singing, and it's the people. We're here, we're in the middle of St. Boniface, the French Quarter of Winnipeg, and we're just spreading the joie de vivre.
Signs are being put in place and preparations are underway for the festival. Men and women come from many different countries to create snow sculptures at the International Snow Sculpting Symposium.
We come from Venezuela.
Natalia Mumburu, de Argentina.
And we're from Switzerland.
Welcome to the Festival de Voyageur.
The festival is a time for education and fun. School children participate in a weekday educational program. Let's listen as they prepare bannock and sing Voyageur songs.
Who would like to make some bannock on fire? Oh boy, everybody.
Oh!
You want it to be really thin and long, like a snake. And if it rips, it's okay. It's super easy to glue back together. Then you put it like tight.
C'est un homme! C'est un homme! C'est un homme que nous partirons! C'est un homme! Oui! C'est un homme! Non!
That's perfect. Here you go.
Fairy tales! Oui!
Fairy tales!
No! Fairy tales! We have Doc on the left and we have Prince on the right, and they're two Clydesdale geldings, and they've been with us for 7 or 8 years that we've had them, and they give rides to the kids at the festival here, and they've been here for that many years.
Okay, are we all ready to go? Yeah. And what did we say to get the horses to go?
Hey-ho!
I'm not sure that's going to work. Okay, south.
The Voyageur used horses to travel the prairies, but during the festival the horses are only used for sleigh rides. These students have found more than one way to have fun in the snow.
Ready? Hey ho!
Wouldn't a nice warm fire feel good after all those activities in the snow?
So a voyageur, do you know what a voyageur is?
Yeah.
What does he do?
It's a traveler.
There you go. He's doing about 16 hours a day, doing 50 paddle beats a minute, so that's pretty fast, huh? You think that uses up a lot of calories? Yeah. And what do you think they eat to fill themselves up? Do you know what pemmican is? Nothing? Nobody? Yes. Yeah, you've got the meat, the bison meat that's been dried for about 3 weeks. What else do you have in there? Bison fat that you've melted. All that, you mix it together. With the bison meat, you grind it into a sawdust powder almost, and you put it all together in a deer skin bag. You could almost call it a Ziploc. That's the way it acted. So you'd put it all together, and you'd be sitting on those. And during the trip, you'd cut it open, take a little spoonful. And that little tablespoon, or as a spoonful, do you know how many calories there's in there? How much? A bit more than that. There's about the same amount as a Big Mac from McDonald's.
My name is Sergeant Lafosse, and I'm Duncan Cameron's personal bodyguard, and I work for the Northwest Fur Trading Company. Do you know what they're used for? Mitas or leggings? Yes. Exactly. The mitas keep my legs warm. And also what they do is that if I'm walking through deep snow, it will prevent the snow from getting inside my shoes or my boots, and will keep me warm that way. I have here a haversack. In here I keep my personal belongings. I have a plate for when I eat my lunch. I have a bowl for if I have a soup or something. I have a knife, fork, and spoon. Tools for my musket. This is the one. Notice how long it took because the gun is dirty and my flint is used. It's not that reliable.
Fort Gibraltar is the historical heart of the Festival du Voyageur. We want to celebrate this figure of the Voyageur and what he did and what they used to accomplish here in the Northwest. The Voyageurs were generally young French-Canadian men working for the Northwest Company, a company organized from Montreal that traded across northwestern Canada, right from Montreal to Thunder Bay, and then from Thunder Bay all the way up to forts like Fort Chipewyan on Lake Athabasca, Fort Vancouver down on the Columbia River, and of course Fort Gibraltar here in Winnipeg.
It is common to see visitors from festivals of other provinces and states joining in a torchlight walk.
On va s'amuser au festival, c'est ça!
They start across the river at the historic port known as the Forks and arrive in St. Boniface, where the fun continues into the night. People of all ages meet on the boulevard to enjoy music and entertainment. You will hear the festival greeting throughout the festival.
C'est un bon festival de voyageurs.
Bonjour tout le monde et puis bienvenue au festival! Hey ho!
Yeah! Bon festival de voyageurs!
Welcome to the Festival de Voyageur. Have a great day.
The public is anxious to take part in the festivities at Voyageur Park. You can visit Fort Gibraltar. Here, you will see life at the time of the fur trade and find the blacksmith, the carpenter, the merchants,
C'était d'habitude assez décoratif. C'était
du phare. Donc, c'était une
and the
position avec
resident
une certaine-
bourgeois.
I'm Captain Duncan Cameron, the resident bourgeois of the Northwest Company in command of the Red River Department. It was the hope of the company that I could convince the Selkirk settlers to get out of the area because I firmly believe they will damage, if not destroy, the entire fur trade. And the fur trade is the Northwest Company.
The snow sculptors are busy at work finishing their designs for the competition. The sculpture of the Portaging Voyageurs is now complete. Leo, the mascot of the festival, is always ready to have fun and join in the festivities. The wooden spoons are getting warmed up as the music and dancing are about to begin.
Bienvenue au poste de la Rivière Rouge. Welcome to the Red River Trading Post. Welcome again to another festival. Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue au festival. Est-ce que je peux avoir un tout petit hey-ho ce matin? Un tout petit. Excellent, excellent. Une grande main d'applaudissements. Put your hands together. Les six croches.
There is always a sweet treat at the nearby sugar shack. The Voyageurs were very strong men. They had little in the way of equipment, so they played simple games to test their strength and balance. These contests depict some of those games.
Trail, arms. 1, pause, 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 2.
One of the special events is the Red River Skirmish, presented by volunteers for the enjoyment of all festival goers. Although this battle never actually occurred, these volunteers have divided themselves into the French forces of La Vérendrye and the English forces of Lord Selkirk to depict a winter battle. A good handshake shows that all is well.
We throw them from the glasses about our enemies' ears. With a tow, row, 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 to the British Grenadiers.
My name's Marie, and I'm married to a Voyageur that works for the Northwest Company. But of course he needs me. I'm very, very important. I'm Métis, so my father is French and my mother's from the Assiniboine tribe. I'm very helpful to him because I can make things like moccasins for him, which he needs, of course, to work for the company, to do his potages and to transport the furs for them. I also do a little bit of trapping on the side to supplement our income, and I also make pemmican.
I'm a Métis woman, and I'd like to welcome you to my teepee. This is where I live. I live with my husband and my several children here. On a nice day like today, my children and my husband are outside. Actually, they're gone hunting for some fresh meat. So the teepee is a little bit cooler, but when there's all 15 of us in here, it gets actually quite warmer, up to 15 degrees. So it's actually nice and warm in here.
That was in Ojibwe. In English, it's hello and welcome. My name is White Wolf Collick. We're here in the teepee. It's one of the places that the Aboriginal people lived a couple of hundred years ago. We're hunters and gatherers. We do a lot of hunting and trapping for the different animals. Some of us are what you call Indians or Aboriginals, and we're also Métis. Typically, 200 years ago, the Métis were Cree and French, from the French voyageurs. Basically, what we did is we hunted and gathered all year, and in the springtime, in May, when the rivers opened up, the animals start to move again, we would start to move. We would sell all of our accumulated wealth, which is the furs and some of our meat. Would sell it all to the European trading companies in exchange for stuff that we needed in our summer. Steal things like knives and axes.
I don't know if any of you have seen this troupe before. Je ne sais pas si vous les avez déjà vus. They are, of course, a local troupe. C'est évidemment un groupe local. The Asham Stompers. Vous connaissez? You know them? Their mission is to help recapture and preserve the history of the Métis people through the Red River Jig combined with square dancing. Je peux vous assurer que ça va être un spectacle extraordinaire. So, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, on accueille, let us greet warmly the Asham Stompers.